Therefore, photography is nowadays a part of our daily life. So we have small digital camera, smartphone, and image or video sharing services such as Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube is already available, and there are more cases of video or image-based communication by non-professionals like us. So therefore, contents authored by non-professionals like you or me are sometimes we feel something different compared with the contents such as photos or video authored by professionals. So for example, if you search for video by YouTube, and there are many video contents authored by non-professionals, and also there are many contents authored by professionals. And you might know that this is maybe taken by non-professional and this is taken by professional. So how we can understand this difference? So this is the question of today. And my point is how we can improve the quality of video or photo for non-professionals. When we think about the quality of video or image, I think there are two kinds of quality, namely coding quality, and another is aesthetic quality. So first one refers to the kind of format, something like a big per pixel or RGB color space or resolution, something like high definition or 4 kilo or noise. But I want to focus on the second quality, namely aesthetic quality, from the point of view of composition, depth of field, and camera work. So why composition, depth of field, and camera work are important for better quality of photo or video? Because for composition, it is very important for clearing the subject to be visible. And it also refers to be better for spatial balance and stability of the image. And the second element, that is depth of field, refers to the representation of spatial depth and clarifying the subject. And followable for camera work, such as zoom in, zoom out, panning, tilting, or drawing. They are used for emphasizing emotional or affective information. Okay, now let me briefly show you existing assistance that is already implemented in commercial camera or video. All of them, as far as I know, are passive assistants. They are just showing how you should take a photo or video. For example, for the guidance of composition, there are some small digital camera has display something like this. Can you see that? Here is a grid over here to split the photo frame into three, showing these 4 points are PowerPoint, so-called PowerPoint, so that it is very good place to place the main subject somewhere out there to make the subject a good place in the sense of the spatial balance. Another assistance is to show in the display histogram, something like this, is to see the contrast. And for depth of field, some digital cameras have a function to select the portrait mode to adjust the optical system to shallow depth of field. And for camera work, scenario-based shot instruction is sometimes included in the video camera. So, apart from current situation, so let me think about what we can do for further adaptive assistance for taking higher quality of video or photo from aesthetic point of view. So all of these assistance is so-called kind of passive assistance, in the sense that the adjustment of photography parameter is not trivial for non-professionals. So that means even we are instructed how to take or how to adjust depth of field, it is not clear or trivial how much we should adjust in response to the current situation that we are taking photo or video. So therefore, the solution is, one possible solution is to detect the current situation by sensors or by image processing to understand what the user is going to shoot and following the professional choice of adjustment. So therefore, one possible way to follow the professional's detection is analyzing the content authored by a professional. And another choice for following professional's decision is to follow a so-called film grammar or cinematography. Film grammar or cinematography is a kind of technique to make the photo more visible or more beautiful in its assessing point of view. Okay, now I'm going to show you 3 examples on how we can improve the quality of taking video, short video or photo by helping the user to adjust, for example, to adjust choosing composition or depth of field or camera work. So first topic is photo shooting assistance based on composition. Okay, so now let me repeat the purpose of choosing better composition. The purpose of composition is to make a photo geometrically or aesthetically ideal to place the shooting subject at the right place. And it is to ensure better balance in spatial allocation, and it makes the shooting subject more visible. However, there are issues in understanding composition skill, because it is difficult to get the sense of taking possible better composition. And another issue is it is difficult to learn the proper composition in individual case. And it is needed to consider typical occurrence of compositions. So, how many compositions are there? Do you know? There are many. Oh, sorry. There are many types of compositions. As far as I know, there are at least 11 compositions like this. Central, little third, dual partitioning, triangular, diagonal, radiating, perspective, contrasting, curving, symmetry, and tonal. 11. So, now, how or which you should take when you are taking photo? Do you know? I don't know either. So, then what we should do next? We try to see what kind of composition is chosen by professionals. So we pick up hundreds of photos taken by professionals and try to figure out which type of composition is often selected in shooting photos by professionals. So this is a statistic of selecting composition. So as a result, we can see that about 30% of photos taken by professionals taking the composition, namely Google search. And about 25% of professional photo taking another type of composition, but namely simply named as Google search, but taking consideration of horizontal line. And about 8% professional photo are following the rule of thirds by taking vertical line. And secondly, important composition is triangular, but in total, about 60% of professional photo are following the composition of rule of thirds by following PowerPoint or splitting line, vertical or horizontal splitting line. And this is another statistics of showing what kind of co-occurrence of composition is selected by professional. So as you can see this table, about 30% of professional photo, about 35% of professional photo are taking only one type of composition. But about 55% of professional photo are taking two types of composition at the same time, such as rule of thirds, PowerPoint, and rule of thirds taking horizontal line. That is about 30%. And 20% of professional photo taking two kinds of composition following rule of thirds of horizontal line and rule of thirds of vertical line at the same time, like this. So the idea is we should follow the preference of composition selected by professional. So this is a snapshot of our prototype system. This is not beautiful, however. This prototype system is implemented so as to detect the main object based on CMAC map, and secondly, it will detect the splitting lines from the view that the user is going to take, and after that, it will search for the possible choices of composition by referring to the statistics of professionals. And finally, it will show you the suggestions on which kind of composition is better than current status. So it might be not clear for you, but maybe you can see that. Here is a very shallow shadow over here. And this reminds you to move the main subject over here to sit toward left a little bit, so as to overlap this main subject over the shadow, so that it will follow the rule of thirds. By following such kind of visual suggestion, even the novice user is easy to follow to take the better composition as the professional choice. Okay, and this shows you the intermediate result of detecting splitting lines that is referred to by when deciding the possible composition. As you can see here, our algorithm based on the half transformation succeeds to detect the splitting line between, for example, sky and sea, or splitting line over here, or splitting lines between the sky and land, or light like this, or also splitting line over here. Okay, and this is a snapshot of prototype system again, and this is the same as last time I was going to show you, but this is a guideline for deciding the rule of thirds, and this is the shadow over here for suggestion. Okay, now let me move on to the second topic on assisting the adjustment of depth of field. Do you know the idea of depth of field? How many of you know that? No one? Okay. Depth of field is the idea that how we can adjust the optic system to make the background sharp or blurred. So in this example, when you see the face of this person, the focus is very sharp. However, if you look at the background, it is blurred and focus is not sharp. And this is the idea of depth of field. By making depth of field shallow, it makes the background blur. And this makes the effect that to make this photo, to make this person visible, more visible than background by making the background blur. So the second issue is how we can assist the adjustment of the depth of field. The purpose of depth field, again, is to focus on the main subject, like person or like dog or cat or something, by making background blur. And another purpose of adjustment of depth of field is clarifying the main subject by expressing the sense of spatial depth. And making the depth of field too shallow is to make the background invisible. On the contrary, by making the depth of field too deep, it turns out to make focus on every subject in the photo frame. So therefore, it is not visible, and the sense of space is not visible, and therefore, main subject is not conspicuous compared with background. However, the matter is how we can adjust the best point in a sense of adjusting the degree of depth of field. So to know that, we should understand what is a key parameter to decide the depth of field. So again, to know this group, we try to understand how the professional is adjusting the depth of field by trying to see, to try to analyze the photos taken by professionals. And in order to estimate the depth of field from image is sometimes not easy, because even if the focus is adjusted for background, if the background is plain, the spatial frequency is quite low and it is not easy to infer the depth of field. But on the contrary, if there are many edges on the background, something like building, mountains, trees, or something like that, it is comparatively easier to estimate the depth of field because it is very easy to detect edges. So the basic idea to estimate the depth of field is to make use of discrete sine transform, as that is used in JPEG format. So by applying density transformation for 8 by 8 pixels, we will get this kind of on the right, this kind of coefficient of density transform. And if you can see that, if you see higher values on the right bottom part of this matrix, it turns out that the spatial frequency of that image is higher. And on the contrary, if you see the higher coefficient on the upper left corner on this matrix, it corresponds to the situation that the spatial frequency of the image is low. However, in some cases, as you can see in this picture, when the background is lower, it is not easy to detect edges. So therefore, to cope with such situations, we first downsample this image to make the bluer background visible and try to detect the area of background that is suitable for measuring to estimate the degree of depth of field. Something like this. And then we will define the degree of discrete sine transform by making the spatial frequency from level 1 to level 15, as you can see on the right. And the level 1 corresponds to the lowest spatial frequency, and level 15 corresponds to the highest spatial frequency. And this chart shows you the statistics, kind of tendency in adjusting depth of field that is taken by professionals. So vertical line corresponds to the size of face. As you see here, if you take a photo so that the face of a person will be bigger, professional try to make the spatial frequency lower. That means professional try to make the spatial frequency lower corresponds to making the background lower. But on the contrary, if a professional try to take a photo so that in the case where the face of a person is about up to 1% of a photo frame, something like a very small face, professional always try to adjust the depth of field deeper, so that almost everything, like including background, will be taken with clear edges. So again, this is a prototype system by following this kind of adjustment of depth of field, like this. And again, the spatial frequency is calculated with this laptop. So therefore, digital camera is connected to this laptop via USB, and another external LCD display is connected on the back of this digital camera. And as you can see here, it shows the possible choices of depth of field, so that it will follow the choices of or preferences of professional. Okay, now let me move on to the last topic on how we can help novice user to make better camera work. Camera work is how you manipulate video camera, like panning, tilting, zooming in, zooming out, or dolly in or dolly out. How you move the video camera is a camera work. Do all of you know that there is a close relationship between the camera work and representation of affective information? If you take a video with close shot, that demands the viewer to emphasize the emotion of the person. If you take a shot by placing the camera toward downward, it implies to show the affective information of weakness. On the contrary, if you make a shot by placing the camera toward upward to shoot the subject, it implies to represent strength. So, like this. The way to make a shot is closely related to the representation of affective information. This is because the camera is another eye of yours. If you are looking downward, it implies that you are stronger than the shooting subject. But if you are shooting upward, you are smaller than the subject, and therefore it reminds you that the subject is stronger. So like this, there are several types of representation of affective information. So therefore, you should be careful when you are taking video, reminding this kind of affective information. So here is one reason why videos taken by non-professionals is something different from those taken by professionals. Professionals content creator is always following these rules to represent implicit affective information. So if you would like to be a kind of professional for taking videos, it is a good idea to follow this kind of rules to represent implicit affective information. Then, how we can help novice users who doesn't know this kind of rules for better representation of affective information? One possible solution is to monitor the behavior of user, how he or she is shooting a shot, and analyzing the size of main subject, or how he or she is taking a video. How about camera angle, or how about the size of the main subject, and so on. What we can do is to monitor the behavior of user by making this kind of video camera. This is a second version of our prototype system named MCAP2, and this consists of commercial video camera with external monitor with a zoom operation sensing unit and the gravity sensor over here. And image processing is carried out on the external laptop. However, of course, this is too big and too heavy for non-professionals. So therefore, we tried to make another version of prototype system that is named MCAP3. And as you can see, this is much more smaller. And this is modified by current very small video camera with external touch panel display and gravity sensors. So the idea is something like this. First you can do is to select one of these icons to let the video camera know what kind of affective information you would like to emphasize. In case for emphasizing emotion, the system will detect the face of the main subject and show you the visual feedback like this. And the red rectangle shows you this is not the proper way of shooting the subject. And the red reminds you you should make the shoot hard so that her face will be bigger to represent better emotion. To make this kind of prototype system is not easy, as you might know. First we should do is to decompose commercial product of video cam like this. It is always the case when we compose the video cam again. Some screws are still on the desk. You know that? And after that, we also made this kind of external electric circuit to detect, to censor the operation of zoom in or zoom out. And finally, we will make this kind of prototype system. Okay, now let me conclude my talk. As I explained, we are professional in the sense of watching video content because we have a lot of experiences to enjoy commercial movies. So therefore, we are expert in watching. However, maybe all of you are not expert in authoring video content. So therefore, one possible way to improve the aesthetic quality of photo or video is to offer sophisticated interfaces like this. And I think learning media literacy in authoring should be widely recognized to make the image or video-based communication more effective. Thank you very much for your attention.
Students, any questions?
Effective information of weakness. On the contrary, if you make a shot by placing the camera toward upward to shoot the subject, it implies to represent strength. So, like this. The way to make a shot is closely related to the representation of affected information. This is because the camera is another eye of yours. If you are looking downward, it implies that you are stronger than the shooting subject. But if you are shooting upward, you are smaller than the subject, and therefore it reminds you that the subject is stronger. So like this, there are several types of representation of affected information. So therefore, you should be careful when you are taking video, reminding these kind of affected information. So here is one reason why videos taken by non-professionals is something different from those taken by professionals. Professional content creator is always following these rules to represent implicit affected information. So if you would like to be a kind of professional for taking videos, it is a good idea to follow this kind of rules to represent implicit affected information. Then, how we can help novice users who doesn't know this kind of rules for greater representation of affected information? One possible solution is to monitor the behavior of user, how he or she is shooting a shot, and analyzing the size of main subject, or how he or she is taking a video. How about camera angle, or how about the size of the main subject, and so on. What we can do is to monitor the behavior of user by making this kind of video camera. This is a second version of our prototype system named MCAP2. And this consists of commercial video camera with external monitor with a zoom operation sensing unit and the gravity sensor over here. And image processing is carried out on the external laptop. However, of course, this is too big and too heavy for non-professionals. So therefore, we tried to make another version of prototype system that is named MCAP3. And as you can see, this is much more smaller. And this is modified by a current, very small video camera with external touch panel display and gravity sensor. So the idea is something like this. First you can do is to select one of these icons to let the video camera know what kind of affected information you would like to emphasize. In case for emphasizing emotion, the system will detect the face of the main subject and show you the visual feedback like this. And the LED rectangle shows you this is not the proper way of shooting the subject. And the LED reminds you you should make the shoot hard so that her face will be bigger to represent better emotion. To make this kind of prototype system is not easy, as you might know. First we should do is to decompose commercial product of video cam like this. It is always the case when we compose the video cam again. Some screws are still on the desk. You know that? And after that, we also made this kind of external electric circuit to detect, to censor the operation of zoom in or zoom out. And finally, we will make this kind of prototype system. Okay, now let me conclude my talk. As I explained, we are professional in the sense of watching video content because we have a lot of experiences to enjoy commercial movies. So therefore, we are expert in watching. However, maybe all of you are not expert in authoring video conference. So therefore, one possible way to improve the aesthetic quality of photo or video is to offer sophisticated interfaces like this. And I think learning media literacy in authoring should be widely recognized to make the image or video-based communication more effective. Thank you very much for your attention.